This is a tough fight for the judges to score because it has been back and forth. And the fight will go to the judges' scorecard. Great fight.
Declaring the winner by split decision, Martin the Hitman Kampman.
That was my UFC debut. You know, I was disappointed that I lost. I was disappointed in myself. I had that victory at my fingertips and I let it slip away.
Carlos Condit has grown in stature from that first fight to becoming a guy who challenged for the title and knocked down George St. Pierre with a head kick.
Condit swarming St. Pierre. George is in big trouble.
That's how good Carlos Condit is, and that's also how much Carlos Condit has improved from the first time we saw him in the octagon against Martin Kampman.
Carlos Condit's got plenty of reason to be worried about me. I was the first guy he lost to in the UFC, and I know this guy be nagging it. He's mistaken if he thinks he's going to be able to avenge that loss.
There's a reason why Martin Kampman has been in the UFC's top 10 in the welterweight division for a long time now. He is an elite fighter with no weaknesses.
Kampman has a guillotine choke that's very tight on Thiago Alves.
When we come to fight, it's going to be a war.
We're both coming in to make a point. That's going to make for a violent, volatile combination.
It's a must-win fight for both fighters, and it's a huge opportunity for Martin Kampman to jump to the front of the line.
Just outstanding.
It's too bad he waited 4 years to kick my ass because he's going to be very disappointed. I'm going to kick his ass again.
Oh, just like that.
I'm dangerous, man. I'm in a dangerous place. I wouldn't want to fight me right now.
Condit with a flying knee. Looking to finish the fight.
I'm going to go out there and I'm looking for the finish.
He has spent 8 highly productive years in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Kenny Flory, and tonight, 6th-ranked Martin Kampman walking to the octagon for a 17th time as he rematches Carlos Condit here in Indy.
And what's most impressive is how long he's been a top 10 fighter. And you look at his schedule, the guys that he's fought, and their performances. I mean, that's a tough thing. This is has been traditionally one of the most difficult divisions in the UFC for several years, and he's been atop that division for almost that long.
He made his pro debut back in 2003. He has finished 7 of his 11 UFC wins. And here's a guy in the Hitman, Martin Kampman, who had a lot of success at 185 pounds in the UFC, was 4-1 as a middleweight, did make the drop to 170 pounds, and he has really risen to the occasion in UFC main events. 3-1 when he has gotten the main event showcase. The former Danish Thai boxing champion, 9 career wins by knockout, another 6 by submission, including a pair of submission of the nights here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So Martin Kampman trying to go to 2-0 in his series here with Carlos Condit. Well, if there is a more appropriate nickname in all of combat sports, I have yet to find it. He is the natural-born killer, the former interim welterweight champion, Carlos Condit.
Now, this isn't a guy that you're going to overwhelm with your will or with your pace. He is not going to stop coming forward. This is a guy that you got to knock him out with something. He's not going to tap to an arm lock. You got to put him to sleep somehow, any way you can. Knockout or with a submission, and we still haven't even seen that. So this guy, just a beast.
He was 5-0 in the WEC, was that organization's last welterweight champion, then transitioned to the UFC. Had a 5-fight winning streak halted by George St. Pierre and Johnny Hendricks. In those 2 fights, Kenny, he was taken down a combined 19 times, yet still got a lot of things done, almost beat George St. Pierre, and has worked very hard on his wrestling. Some have suggested he might even pursue the takedown here tonight against Martin Kampman.
Yeah, he's been working a lot with Jake Herbert, who was the 84-kilo representative for the United States in the last Olympics. So he's really committed to improving his wrestling game.
And Carlos Condit certainly doesn't discriminate when it comes to finishing the opponent, as you see there, 26 for 28. Great volume, great percentage in terms of the finishing rate, 13 wins by knockout, another 13 by submission. And I've run out of superlatives when it comes to describing this guy. Tremendous endurance, footwork, superb, great angles, he does it all.
Yeah, you just won't see him in a fight that's not exciting either, even against guys who maybe have, you know, wrestling games where they really just kind of play position and play it safe. Condit still finds a way to make the fight exciting, either by stopping them or just keep coming at him and force him to play his game.
All right, the tail of the tape for our 5-round welterweight main event. It is the 29-year-old American Condit versus the 31-year-old Dane Martin Kampman. A 2-inch height advantage for Condit, a more significant 4-inch reach advantage in the red corner with the former UFC interim champion. To get us started, once more, it's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Indiana Gaming Commission, Chairman Matt Bell, Executive Director Ernie Yelton, and Athletic Division Director Andy Means. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Doug Crosby, Sal D'Amato, and Roy Silbert. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. And now, from Indianapolis, Indiana, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 20 wins, 6 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Martin the Hitman Kampman! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 28 wins, 7 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 170.5 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former WEC welterweight champion and the former interim UFC welterweight champion, the natural-born killer, Carlos Condit!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Another clean fight. Touch gloves, make it official.
Well, certainly a lot of mutual respect on both sides, but they will be looking to take each other's heads off here tonight. Martin Kampman and Carlos Condit set to rematch 4+ years since they met back in 2009.
Kampman immediately goes for a takedown. In on a single here. Nice defense from Carlos Condit. Kampman tried to hit a inside trip. Going for it again, and he hits it.
So no surprise that Martin Kampman will try to exploit what really seems to be the only weakness of Carlos Condit.
And to me, that's what won him the first fight. His wrestling was the difference. And Kampman has a very underrated ground game. You know, he comes in with this reputation of being a Muay Thai champion in Denmark, but he really has all the skills, all the high-level skills in every area. But look at this, Condit going for a leg lock here, and that's what I love about Condit, just nonstop, always looking for his chance to submit and sweep, always working off of his back.
And Martin Kampman, very much a strong welterweight, despite being on the wrong side of the measurables in this one. As we mentioned, a former UFC middleweight.
Yeah, you know, early on in his career, he fought at 185 for a few fights and still was very successful there. That 170 is where he has found most of his success and definitely uses that size to his advantage as he looks to cut through the guard of Carlos Condit here. Condit gets to his feet but exposes his back here. Nice little suplex from Kampman.
So a couple of early takedowns for Martin Kampman, who now has the back of Carlos Condit.
Yeah, you don't want Kampman here. Kampman, who has been accused of getting off to a slow start sometimes in his fights, is off to a quick start here. Condit doing a good job of not allowing that second hook to get in there, and look at this, Condit back on top. Or on top for the first time in the fight.
So we'll see what Carlos Condit can do with this top position as he continues to pepper the body of Martin Kampman.
He's in a great position here to pass as well. Kampman doing a good job of getting back to his feet.
Nice elbow there by Condit.
But this is definitely the kind of pace that Carlos Condit likes. And they definitely have started this fight the way that it ended in the first one. Non-stop pace, going at it from the beginning. Kampman pressuring here.
And Martin Kampman really looking to make this a grappling match early.
He is. He believes that's where he's better than Condit. He's a little thicker as far as his build goes, and Kampman has always possessed excellent wrestling. Here's Condit going for his patented move. He loves to sit up, look for the Upa sweep, that reversal, and combos with the guillotine or that Kimura that he's trying to lock in.
48 wins between these two fighters, 41 of them finishes.
Kampman with excellent position and posture here, but Condit with those legs and those hips, he's such a hard guy to pin down. Constantly working to adjust his hips and get an angle on your arm or sit up and get a guillotine, and here he is right back to his feet.
And Kampman greets him with a knee, but a couple elbows land flush for Carlos Condit. And Carlos Condit, you're right, never idle on his back, whether he's trying to get back to his feet or inflict damage.
Not sure why Kampman was raising his hands there. I'm not sure if it was an eye poke, but seemed to be complaining about something to referee Herb Dean.
Beautiful. Trying to get that clinch going.
Sorry, John. Yeah, beautiful left hook there from Carlos Condit, and Kampman right back to work on the wrestling. Beautiful chest pressure and finishes that single leg. And Condit going to work with a triangle setup here. Trying to get that wrist out of the way. Let's see if he can get that right leg up and over that arm. Not able.
So some nice technique from Martin Kampman, unofficially 4 takedowns in the first round against the former interim champ. So much of that first round contested on the canvas. We'll see what Carlos Condit can do to potentially keep it upright here in round 2.
Kampman was in control with his grappling in that first round, but a guy like Carlos Condit, you cannot get comfortable. I don't expect Kampman to do that, but you just have to stay on your game for every second of every round against a guy like Carlos Condit. Always pursuing the finish. Kampman, you can see that his game plan is pretty clear. Take Condit down. Nice left hand from Kampman there.
Yeah, and that one stunned Carlos Condit a little bit. And Kampman continues to land, Kenny, with that left.
Yeah, Condit having some difficulty finding his range, and yes, you know, that lead hand of Kampman is landing, but it's the respect of the wrestling that he has for Kampman. He has to be way more careful and cautious because of those entries, and there it is again from Kampman. Nice counter from Condit to stop that single leg, and a beautiful left hook from Kampman. He's standing right on him. As soon as he breaks away and stops the single or takedown, he's right back on him, John.
So Martin Kampman doing his thing here early on against Carlos Condit. You know that when Condit finds his range, though, the strikes will come in bunches.
Not only that, it's 25 minutes. Can he do that for 25 minutes against a guy like Condit?
And now Condit starts to land here against Kampman.
Definitely the best combination of the fight from Condit. Kampman right back to work on that single.
On the heels of a counter right that landed for the Hitman. And now he's got Condit up against the fence. Knee to the midsection. Condit pursuing the takedown.
Beautiful counter and attack from Condit. Now has the back with the body lock here. And that wrestling work is paying off now for Condit.
Nice elbow there to the side of the head of Kampman. So Carlos Condit sensing some momentum here.
Condit has always been one of those guys, the longer the fight goes, the more it's to his advantage. Another beautiful combination from Condit on the inside. Kampman's got to be careful here. He should reset, kind of circle away.
And Kampman able to land there with a little combo.
Those knees of Condit are deadly.
Kampman eats a right hand there, and then another one from Condit.
Yeah, it was a beautiful slip after that, John, too. Nice body kick with the switch from that lead leg.
And the crowd certainly reacted to that one. Under 2 minutes to go now in our second round.
You definitely feel a momentum shift here for Condit. He's starting to find some nice angles as well, John. Stepping off to his left, stepping off to his right.
Nice jab there by Kampman, but Condit fires off a right.
Excellent shot from Kampman. That's what he needs to do. He needs to stay technical, stick to the basics and the fundamentals. Keep those shots going right down the pipe there.
And now vintage Carlos Condit following up combinations with a kick up high.
Nice return from Kampman there.
But Martin Kampman starting to wear it here in our second round. Spinning back fist attempt that glances.
Nice entry from Kampman in pretty deep on a double. But earlier you just saw that variety in the striking arsenal of Condit. You know, we talked about Kampman keeping you guessing with his wrestling. When you have that kind of diversity with your striking, that also really keeps you guessing.
So Kampman unable to finish the takedown, and now Condit trying to take his back.
Kampman tried to find an angle there with that double, and Condit just slipped out.
Beautifully done there by Carlos Condit.
Nice counter and entry from Kampman again, but that underhook of Condit is able to thwart that attack.
And now the takedown defense seems to be there for Carlos Condit.
Mr. Condit, an excellent round. Give me some deep breaths. And down.
Just getting warmed up, buddy.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Deep breaths. So he's going to come out. Here's your water whenever you want. He's going to come out a little more desperate this round right away, right, Carlos? So he's going to try to really take it to you. Keep your eyes open. Keep your distance on your strikes. Okay?
Carlos, every time you punch, he loads his right hand. This side's getting hit. When you fake, throw a 2, this side. Hook, elbow, or fall off kick. As long as you fall off. As long as you fall off.
Look at this combination here from Condit. Really found his range in this second round.
Seconds out.
Beautiful kick right there with that lead leg from Carlos Condit. Now getting some respect back from Kampman here in the second round.
So Kampman presses forward to begin our third round. He has been very opportunistic when it comes to securing takedowns. At least he was so in round one.
Those dangerous teeps from Carlos Condit are starting to come out again. There's a spinning attack.
Nice pop on that right hand there by Condit.
Went up and over the guard of Kampman, and Condit looking for every opportunity to make Kampman pay for those takedown attempts.
Third of a possible 5 rounds here in our welterweight main event. And once again, Kampman continues with the takedown attempts. He gets one there.
Beautiful single to the crotch lift there. Put Condit on his back, and here he is looking to try to reverse Kampman and get back to his feet with that right arm on the inside of the legs, and now utilizing the cage to get back to his feet. Forcing Kampman to use a lot of strength here. Now Kampman switching to a body lock here. See if Condit can get those underhooks on the inside here and get control back, but Kampman doing a very good job of following up his takedowns with second and third attempts.
And no matter the position, you know Carlos Condit is going to be active.
Just stays so busy. I mean, it's unbelievable. At 170 pounds, the kind of pace that Condit keeps, there's no one who can do that at 170 pounds.
Condit pressing forward, now lands a combination, and that one opened Martin Kampman up.
Yep, that right elbow split right between the eyes of Kampman, and that could cause problems for the vision of Kampman as this fight goes on.
And of course, both of these guys tremendously conditioned, but you just know that that endurance is not going to abandon Carlos Condit, and I would think as his opponent, that's got to be pretty discouraging.
Has an endless gas tank, and Kampman, again, has been utilizing more energy because he has been wrestling a lot, and that definitely takes it out of you. Condit really has been pacing himself very, very well, taking his time, and again, he knows 25 minutes. I don't think there's anyone who can keep that pace. Not at 170 anyway.
So after a first round that belonged to Martin Kampman, it's Carlos Condit who has made the requisite adjustments, and now Kampman is really wearing it as Condit continues to fire away.
Yeah, now he's just getting more and more confident, and that is not a good thing for Martin Kampman. Kampman needs to put an end to this, try to hit a takedown and mix things up and get his jab going again.
And vision could be an issue at this point. Still 2 minutes to go in our third round.
And not a good thing when you got some crazy, unorthodox attacks that Condit likes to use. It's difficult enough seeing his attacks coming with that blood in the eyes. Kampman really has to be careful here.
And that straight right hand once again landing for Condit.
And now you just see it, Condit fighting with more swagger, more confidence. He's very accurate with his strikes now and really putting his shots together.
Nice little flying knee there for Carlos Condit. Everything seems to be landing here in our third round.
Kampman doing everything possible to try to make it a grappling match, but Condit now switching to a choke here. He has it very deep. Beautiful reversal from Kampman, but Condit has his back. What a transition from Carlos Condit. Now in the mount.
But you know Martin Kampman's got a lot of fight in him to thwart off those submissions. 37 seconds and counting as Martin Kampman's in survival mode here.
Beautiful escape from Martin Kampman, but Condit trying to put a finish here to this fight in the third round. Looking for that rear naked choke. Let's see if he transitions to an armbar here. With that sweat and with that blood, it's very slippery. Condit gets back on top. Kampman back to his feet. Beautiful escape from Kampman, but he's hurt.
Yeah, Kampman preventing Carlos Condit from getting the full mount, but that's about all he's prevented here in this third round. All Carlos Condit in the middle frame.
You don't have to wait until we get in here.
Breathe, Martin, breathe.
Breathe, Martin. Brother, you've been here before. This is what you're made of, Martin. You've been here before.
Keep breathing, Martin. Okay, he's good. Get that stop. He'll be okay.
Water. You want some more?
Still breathe, Martin. Hey, keep moving on your feet. You keep moving. Don't stay in front. Carlos started breaking him down.
Listen, bring your breathing down.
Fakes and feints. He doesn't want to get hit anymore. See what he has. Pick your shots. Fakes and feints. Pick your shots. Not overly aggressive. You hurt him, finish him.
Look at this shot here from Condit. That's the elbow right there that cut. Kampman almost had him with that beautiful choke to counter the single, and again almost had the rear naked choke. Just a gorgeous exchange of grappling there, and another left hook from Carlos Condit as he really getting momentum here in this fight now.
Some face rearranging strikes in that third round, but as Ray Seppo said to Martin Kampman, you've been here before. A year and a half ago, he rallied to beat Thiago Alves with 48 seconds to go, and here comes Martin Kampman.
Yeah, hit a takedown right off the bat and landed a beautiful right hand as Condit was trying to get back to his feet.
Kampman in outstanding shape as well for this five-rounder here tonight.
Condit really showing off his wrestling now, countering beautifully. And Kampman's really doing everything right, just Condit finding a little bit of space here, a little bit of space there, and watch out, Kampman looks like he's hurt here. It was a right hand, and he's backing up.
Martin Kampman hurting for certain now, Condit piling it on.
Beautiful body shot from Condit and a left hand in the liver.
And that'll do it. Carlos Condit has done it. He has evened the score with Martin Kampman.
What's even more amazing is this kid is even breathing. It looks like he just went for a walk. What a fight from Carlos Condit, and what heart from Martin Kampman.
All about heart for Martin Kampman, but this night in Indy will be about the former UFC interim welterweight champion, Carlos Condit. The first round didn't go his way, the rest of the fight did.
In typical Carlos Condit fashion, he went forward, and that combination, right hand hurt him, left hand kind of finished the job. And he didn't stop there. He kept coming with shots to the head, shots to the body. He hurt him twice. One with that left hook, and he hurt him again to the body. A left hook right to the liver, right there. You see him just drop his hands. What a performance from Carlos Condit. And an unbelievable performance from Kampman. Wow.
All right, plenty more still to come from Indianapolis. You will hear from Carlos Condit after this on Fox Sports 1. From the Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, this is UFC Fight Night, Condit versus Kampman 2. Carlos Condit putting it on Martin Kampman here tonight as he avenges the loss from 2009 and gets back in the win column in a large way. Carlos Condit, your winner. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 54 seconds of the 4th round, declaring the winner by TKO, the natural born killer, Carlos Condit.
All right, I am here with your winner, the former interim UFC welterweight champion. Congratulations. I know you waited 4+ years to get your mitts on Martin Kampman. A tremendous performance tonight. How do you feel?
I'm excited, man. I'm really happy.
You made some tremendous adjustments after that first round. What was your mentality after the first 5 minutes after he had some success with the takedown there?
You know, Martin's a really well-rounded fighter. You know, he can take the fight wherever he wants. So, you know, we saw that he was going to come out and try to take it down. You know, make it a grappling match. We, you know, tried to avoid that, and you know, I ended up being able to pick him apart with the strikes.
All right, we're going to take a look at your handiwork in that final round of the fight. Seemed like you were throwing 3 or 4 strikes per second as you eventually had that body shot and finished Martin Kampman.
Yeah, you know, I come from a great camp. You know, I couldn't do this without, you know, my training partners and without my coaches. All the respect and all this, you know, this victory is really, you know, it's a team effort.
Well, you are a former champion, not only one of the best welterweights in the world, you're one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the UFC. Any thoughts on who you might like to see next as you continue to work your way back to a title shot?
You know, there's a lot of intriguing matches out there in the division. You know, of course, I'd like to get that title shot back, whether, you know, possibly Johnny Hendricks or George St. Pierre, whichever one wins. You know, there's a couple other fights out there that are very interesting also, so we'll see what happens.
Well, no doubt a lot of big fights await the natural born killer. One more time, Indianapolis, Carlos Condit.